Yellow, 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 yellow. It is Tuga Tuesday
It's Tuga
nights.
Tuesday. Yes, it is.
Spectacular edition of the show. Round 31 is on the books. And what books, man? What kind of books? Loaded. Absolutely loaded. The two giants from Lisbon. You know, Benfica putting up 6. Then Victor Jokic he could score, I don't know, 7 goals, but there were only 4. Only 4 for
Yeah.
Victor. That's it.
Yeah,
I want to talk about a couple of things from Jokic, right? This so-called scout. I wanna find it, the quote. I wanna read it here because I wanna read it. You know me. You know me. I'm gonna go for this guy. I'm gonna go after this guy. Maybe I'm gonna invite this guy. I think it's Ben Matheson. You know what? He destroyed Victor Jokic. He just threw him apart. He can do this. He can do that. He like. There you go, brother.
Yeah.
Those are the numbers to tell me that Victor Jokic is not good enough, but that's why he's not gonna be sold to the I don't know, to the Premier League or whatever. Who cares about this guy? But we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. Right? And for the Dragons, if it couldn't be any worse, it was worse. It was worse.
This
It could have been,
it's
but
official. We're rock bottom.
It's just
it's official.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And we were saying this off the air, guys. It's the most unfortunate thing ever that we're witnessing.
You're gonna have to go back to the 1970s, I think. Yeah, this is.
Yeah, right.
Something you're gonna have to go back to the 1970s. Yeah, you're talking Prince da Costa to see anything similar to this.
Yeah. And the best thing that could happen for Porto is this season to be over. If they could close the season tomorrow morning, all right, I'm done. I'm not gonna play the next couple of games. Brother, I'll give it to you. You go to the Europa League. We are. You know what? When I get my 4th spot to Santa Clara.
Lucky for them. The season continues. Lucky for them, they're going to the Club World Cup for 3 more games.
Yes. They're kind of like Boca Juniors. Boca Juniors are on the same path as Porto right now. They fired the coach and they're doing horrible. And anyway, guys, Nino Torres on the call tonight with Derek Gomez, with Mike D'Agostino, with Mauricio Romano back after having a couple of weeks off was with the wife and the kids and everything. We wish it well to all the Ruano family. And Mr. Gomez.
Yes. Hi.
Let's kick off the show. Look at that. It's 7 viewers right now. They're just adding the numbers. And that's the number that I think that Victor Jokic could have come up with in that game with 7 goals. It would have been just unheard of. He was close to score 7.
You're not exaggerating. You're not exaggerating.
No. Exactly.
You're not exaggerating. No.
How was it, Brett? How was it? Tell me.
No, going back to what you said, just think about the 1v1s he had. There were probably another 3 1v1s that he missed.
Yes.
Where the keeper made the save. I mean, it really could have easily been 7 goals. But just going over the game briefly, the first shock was when they showed Boavic's bench, and I saw an elderly gentleman there, and evidently he's the new coach.
I thought you were going to say he was one of the subs.
I don't know why Portuguese soccer still surprises me, but it does. I mean, Sporting. They're sort of just. This is the best Sporting under Rui Borges, and it's because they're looking more and more like Ruben's Sporting. The wing back play has been excellent. This is the best version of Maxi Arroyo that we've seen so far this entire season.
By far.
Yeah. He's been great. We got to see 45 minutes of Potts. This is actually the best Potts I've seen since coming back from the injury. So that was good to see Potts for those first 45 minutes. Kenda came in and played well. I thought the Rincon was lively. I thought the midfield was fantastic. But I mean, we also have to look at the opponent. They are a absolute mess. I I always had a special place in my heart for Boavista. Sort of the nostalgic, the '90s team, the team that won the title. So when you see Boavista, you think of that. But this team needs to go
That's
down.
not what they.
Yeah, this team needs to go down. This team is they couldn't keep their shape. They were all over the place. It really made things really easy for Sporting. Like you said, Victor did score 4. He could have scored 7. He's got 38 goals this year. I guess the first time that someone scored over 35 since that season from Jardel. So he's just having a monumental season, and I could definitely see him hitting 40 this weekend. The form that he's in. But I mean, there really isn't much to say. We dominated. It was an easy opponent, and Sporting are playing really well right now. So Boavista never had a chance. It was over before the whistle even blew. But
probably
we'll take it, and we're just heading towards May 10th, man. It's May 10th to decide it all.
Absolutely. I know as Dave Pereira says, they go down, they don't come back too deep into the hole now.
Yeah.
They need to go lower. They shouldn't be going to the second division. They should be going back to the districts and rebuild from the ground up, because that's the only way they're going to fix these problems. Are so bad. They have their power shut off. I mean, this is the one team that needs to lose.
Yeah, they need to lose that sod and just get a full investment.
Start all
with the people and get it up.
Yet they went to England and dragged this guy out of retirement. It's just nonsensical
they don't know what they're
decisions.
No,
it's just like crazy, man, crazy. Now we go with Mikey. But Mikey, hopefully my boy Nick Job is here. I don't see him yet in the comments.
I screenshotted
it. But my boy Nick Job is saying these 4-0, 5-0 AVS Benfica predictions are baffling. ESPN.
He's right. We should have gone for more.
We should have gone for more. That was
They are already tied this year with both Sporting and Benfica.
Yeah, that was a different time.
All about to learn a lesson in fighting for relegation, 2 points out. Well, it looks like they did not get the lesson. We didn't get the memo. Well, Benfica didn't get the memo. Neither Sporting. Go, Mikey.
Okay. He mistook AVS for Desportivo de Aves, a real club. This is not a club. This is a team. This is 24 players who can't wait to get the hell out of there. Okay, Memo Ochoa is looking around like, what the hell did I sign up for? And
I know.
There's no pride. There's no club there. There's nothing to fight for. It was one thing when both Benfica and Sporting were in their low points to get points off them. Right now, it takes more than just a little bit of effort to do that. And this is not Farense. This is not, some of the other teams that have a support base behind them that they're fighting for. AVS is not fighting for anything. The club demands you call them Aves. They are not Aves. They're not even allowed to put the E in their name because that's not who they are. They're a phony club. They need to go back to the districts too and rebrand and start over as a real club. Get some sausage, start from the ground up, and actually build a culture, because they don't. Their hometown doesn't even want them.
They're going out. They're going out.
They're going out. They're going to go out. They're going to
finish 16th.
Yeah,
they're going to finish 16th. They're going to lose in that playoff.
Yes, and then there's going to be an announcement that they can't register next season because they don't meet the criteria, and they'll be down in the 4th division, just like we've seen with Vitória Setúbal, what we've seen with BSAD. We have seen this time and time again in this league now, and AVS is not. They have no business. Both AVS and Boavista right now have no business in this first division. They showed it this weekend.
Yeah.
All right. And Mr. Ruano, I know you got your district attorney outfit now to defend your dragons or no? What
pray for that.
What can you say about this dragon?
Court-appointed lawyer.
Listen, AVS didn't show that they're a quality team, but Estrela Madura showed Porto what a quality team is all about. When you show up and you just show some fight. That first half is embarrassing. Embarrassing. I don't think they even tried making a shot on the goalie. Like, they even make it interesting. They came out it almost looked like they were still out at 4:00 in the morning at that club in Boavista. Like they're not
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
They're still out there with Oldavio still partying.
What a week for
And
that to
I
happen.
feel like, and I think us boys, we talked about it before. There's no one on that field who's the pitbull that's taking the accountability, who's taking the bull by the horns and saying, "Yo, what are you doing?" You know, they're missing Bip this year, really, really bad.
Mhm.
And
That
everyone talked
yeah.
about how old he was and this and this. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
It's showing what you guys are
There's a
missing
lack of
right now,
leadership.
and it's showing big time. And
Mhm.
and I saw the podcast last week with Roy, and Roy even said it. There's nothing else to say. If this
Yeah.
17-year-old kid doesn't come up, there's nothing
Yeah, if he
else
doesn't-
positive
if he
about
score
this
one-
They're
season.
putting everything on him.
Yeah, there's nothing else positive about this season besides Harry Potter, the little kid. There's nothing else positive to say.
That's it.
And the thing is,
I like, yeah.
no,
I like
and the
what
thing
I
is,
like
like,
what
the
Nino said on the
coach-
telecast.
yeah, like the
Yeah,
coach,
I like what he said.
yeah, the coach
like
is
what he
not
said
a
on
bad
television.
coach, but the thing is,
Yeah.
there's only a matter of time how much these saucies are going to take, and
Yeah.
they're showing their
Oh
teeth.
no, they would. Yeah. They
They're
let him
showing
hear
their
it.
teeth.
They let him
and
hear it
they're
after the
not
game.
happy.
Yeah.
And I know they're waiting for the season to end.
Yeah.
But listen, when that Club World Cup shows up and this continues again,
Yeah.
they might not come back. that's all I got to say. Man.
I know.
I just
And
like
Super
I just want to
Junior-
point out what Nino said when they showed Anselmi, and
Yeah.
Nino said, you know, paraphrasing Anselmi's just asking the question, why did I leave Cruz Azul for this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I just think that summed it up perfectly, man. I'm sure that thought has
my
crossed his
I
mind.
just saw
once
the
or
guy's
twice.
face. I was like, yeah,
this
you know,
is
he might
just-
be thinking about that. I don't know.
And-
Maybe
and-
maybe I'm
yeah.
right. Who knows, man?
Yeah.
I think he
I'll
was
tell you,
naive.
he burnt any bridge that's left there. It's gone. He burnt
Yeah.
everything the way he left.
I
It's
think
done.
he saw the name Porto and did
Yeah.
not know, and his people did not know the situation he was walking into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a hot potato to take, man.
Yeah.
Porto is failing apart. If they didn't make it into Europe next season, we would have
would have
seen
seen
a
a
training
training.
run rate again.
Yeah, that was
We might
was
still
embarrassing. What happened to Sporting? I don't
Temperatures
I don't want that on any club. That's
No,
embarrassing.
but
Yeah.
So tell me about that, guys. I don't know. Can you tell me the story, because I don't know the story? What's that story?
it's clear
they?
indicator Porto Financial they didn't make a U23.
Well, our older
No.
president-
About the raid at the training camp.
it was
That
under
he's talking about
Carvalho.
Sporting years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
When-
was a
when
very-
JJ was
that
coaching there.
a very ugly page in our history. Yeah.
Because thanks to that raid, players left for fees that we could have got for really good players.
Rafael
Oh,
Leão.
And Rafael,
yeah.
Rafael
Like world-class
Leão,
players.
Boldense, Rui Patricio, they
William
all left.
Carvalho.
They left for
We
pennies
left
on the
so much
dollar.
money
Got
on
it.
the
The
table.
list goes on and on.
Thanks to that clumsy, dumb president. The raid
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything
then
that
we
he
had
put on the
to-
guys. Yeah.
And then we had to re-sign Bruno and Baz Dost at ridiculous contracts
Mhm.
Right.
just for them to come back.
He pretty much opened the
a lot of
gates for the
guys.
fans to come in, the clocks to come in and go at the players.
Yeah, Rafael Leão was another one.
Yeah.
And look at what he became.
That's Rui Patricio left because
Yeah,
of that.
it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, these are guys that could have
Wow.
collectively could have netted, well over 100 million euro,
Exactly. Yes.
Wow.
and they just walked.
Wow.
I mean, you're talking,
It's just unreal, man. Now talking about players, we're gonna go back now to the Lions, to all my Lions, my dear friend Derek Gomez here, and I found the post, right, because I read it, and I was like, what is this guy talking about, right? So the guy is, I want to say his name again. I don't care, because I'm not all right. The only thing I'm gonna tell you, brother, is that it's all wrong. Ben Madison, he is what is it? He's a scout.
yeah, sure.
He's an analyst scout. He's a scout. All right. This is what he said, right? And then we go into the game of Sporting. Again, another example of people not knowing what they're looking at. Heady first touch, doesn't anticipate contact and shield the ball well, doesn't use his arms to hold off defenders. Okay. Slow to turn, coaches in transition, taking him away from goal. There's a lot of red flags on Victor Gyökeres. And yet, he is the massive and most brutal striker that we've seen since, I don't know when.
Mario Jardel.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think he has even more of an impact than Maradona.
Probably.
Yeah, because he just you got to think about the goals and assists, like the attacks that he's involved in. He really does carry that attack. He's so instrumental. With all due respect, I completely disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought up points that I completely disagree with. I think he's excellent at using his body. He's very quick on the turn. He's great in a 1v1 situation. I mean, again, I know it's the Portuguese league, but to score 38 goals is not easy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
in any league.
Yeah, in any league. I mean, yeah, it's
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna show the comment. It's
yes, I agree with him.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but I don't know. This is one thing about scouts.
That's what I was gonna say.
They look for way too many things now, because now with this nowadays that we have the stats that are overwhelmingly crazy, because they think this is baseball and soccer is not baseball. You cannot come up with metrics about XGs and X. No. It doesn't work like that in soccer. It doesn't work like that in soccer. Okay, you are way over way too many stats than we need to. Sometimes I'm going to prepare for the games, right? I'm looking at this, and it's like, I'm not looking at these numbers, I'm just looking at the numbers that I care, and then don't look to the other columns, because there's so many, and they're not adding anything to the game. But Mr. Gomez, so you're saying this, right? That this is the Sporting is going back to the Ruben-like era. And after the storm, because I said this, I'm gonna find the tweet. I'm not gonna share it now because it's my tweet. I don't know when did I say? I think it's in January. That the storm is gonna pass, and Sporting is gonna come back to be the absolutely best team in the nation. Because I think, with all due respect, Mikey, I think Sporting right now, they are at the peak of the performances at the perfect timing in the season. Derek, what do you say about that, man?
Yeah, again, I think that you got to remember what Rui Borges did when he took over. I mean, he took over for that, the dumpster fire that João Pereira had left the club in, and Rui Borges implemented a 4-4-2 when he first got there. But I'll give him credit here where he did begin to recognize that these guys were, built for the 3-4-3. They were built for Ruben's schemes. So he slowly re-implemented that system, and you saw the players grow week by week, becoming more accustomed to playing the old way. So I'll give Rui Borges credit there, where he came to the realization that these guys are built for the 3-4-3. They're comfortable in the 3-4-3. Let's get them back into that rhythm. Let's get them looking like the Sporting of the Sporting at the beginning of the year. And it's resulted in Sporting's best phase, most certainly since Ruben left. And it couldn't have come at a better time, because there's a storm brewing on May 10th. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know it. Now it's I know that it's still is game by game. Mikey is always focusing. We're not.
These are where you slip.
We had our hopes and dreams in two games. We had our hopes and dreams at Porto Benfica, and we had our hopes and dreams at Guimarães and Benfica. It didn't result. It didn't come out. So now it comes down. It's going to come down to the one game. It is what it is. Benfica won those two games on the road. Those were two massive tests, and that sets the stage for May 10th.
Mikey, it's almost, I don't want to say similar, but it's almost similar in Benfica, that you recovering. I mean, not recovering. They're regaining their peak performances. Speaking for Antikoglu, for example.
Yeah, of course.
Probably the best comeback of the season, also with the perfect timing. So this is just toe-to-toe. Sporting is at its best. You guys are your best, and you're coming.
No, we're not at our best yet. Not at our best yet. Coming.
But they are at the best, but you're not. You know that. You recognize that.
Better. And it can get better. There's the talent there to make it better. I think we're deeper than Sporting, and I think that depth needs to be used. If not, if we try to go 11 versus 11 and you don't use that depth, that's a different story. You have to really use the depth right now that's on hand, and Elijah's going to have to manage these next two matches perfectly. Right now, I like that we got 6 goals from 6 different goal scorers. That's giving me more confidence going forward than if one guy was scoring 3 or 4 goals. Everybody, even Gyökeres, can have a bad day, and then you're going to put a lot of pressure on the others if that bad day falls, in any one of these 2 matches, but especially if it falls on May the 10th. So I feel better about the fact that we're getting goals from all different angles, and it's just we're getting goals off set pieces now, which is something that had gone away and is now back. We're getting headers, we're getting shots from outside the area, we're getting the build-up play where you're working it into the final third, playing it across. Pavlidis is still getting his goal a game at the very least, so he's keeping his form. So honestly, these 2 teams are on a collision course. They're both winning the way they're built to win, and it just seems in the cards that it has to come down to this game because both teams are just finding their form. So I mean, it's going to come down to those 90 minutes, and I know there's still a round after, but depending how those 90 minutes go, it can end right there in that either way that night. If Sporting wins, it's over. The party is for them that night. It doesn't matter anymore. And it doesn't matter for Benfica either because second place is second place regardless of what happens in the final week, and vice versa. If Benfica win by 2 goals, it's over right there. So this game has a lot of possibility. And again, the teams are closer in goal difference now because if head-to-head ends up tied, we go into that that carnival on the final day where it's who's going to win by more goals. That's a potential. So who knows? It's unlikely because they're tied on points. So it would require a loss on the final day for the only way it could come down to goal difference is if Benfica win by a goal and then lose the final day. So it's just there's so many possibilities.
Right? You blame Braga, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And if Porto continue doing what they're doing, Braga
we can't rule out a draw either.
And Vitória is going to have something to play for too, exactly, in that final round. So
I'm not mistaken.
A draw gives Sporting the tiebreaker on head-to-head, and then makes it very difficult going into the final day for Benfica. So anything but a win in that game. A win against Estoril first, and then a win in that game. It's really all. Estoril has done it before. Estoril has spoiled it for us before. So,
jeez, man.
We'll see.
Man, Rui Pereira, why you're not here, man? Come on, man. Talk about this.
He would bring the Braga representation to us if he was here.
Oh, my God. Mr. Ruano. All right, you said that Rodrigo Mora. Not only you said it, we know.
That's a good question.
That Rodrigo Mora is the only bright spot for Porto this season. But if you could rescue one thing other than Rodrigo Mora out of this last game, not of the season, because the season is just but out of this game, what could you rescue out of this game, man? And against Estrella.
I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't rescue anything out of this game. No. Like I just couldn't believe the way they came out. Like they came out like flat, like as if this game, like you knew Braga tied in Famalicão, which was a really good game, and Braga should have had a winner at the end. I can't believe that guy missed the open net at the end. But you can take third place, and to just sit back like nonchalant. After the week that you've had, with all the bad news that's coming out, and Sami having the answer about suspensions, you brought in Jallo, who's you're sending back, who hasn't done anything for you.
Who remembered he was even on their team? I had completely forgotten that he was on
he was just sitting on the bench.
Until he got in trouble. I had forgot they even had him.
And Estrela Madura just played they were just playing the ball right over the top. They're like,
you're
going to play you in the middle and the back. Who doesn't even belong to be back there. We're just going to play the ball right over the top and beat you to it And that's what they just kept on doing over and over and just pressuring. And they just couldn't
they look
figure it
closer
out.
to the 3-0 than Porto 2-1.
Yeah,
they always look
absolutely.
closer to 3-0. They did.
Jovan nearly did it. Jovan Cabral
he
put it off the post.
Yes. He hit the post, man.
Game, their only really good chance came almost like in the 65th, 70th minute when you
something like that.
Something. Yeah, something like that. Like that's it. Like that's a long period of time against a team like Estrela Madura, who was fighting at that time the relegation battle.
They're safe now.
Now
they're safe.
That's 3 extra points.
3 huge points for them. Yeah. You saw the reaction on the field after the game and everything. Like, I don't know. Like, besides Mora, like, Bep has been a huge down. Fabio Vieira's been a huge down. It's just player after player who you thought would be there skill-wise just didn't even reach their average level. Yeah. They're even just below the average that they were supposed to be. And it's just, and now Samu, he got that goal. Samu got that late goal against Benfica when it was already like what 3-4-0, which was just a crappy goal. Besides that, I can't even remember the last time he even scored. He did anything.
And it happens also with bad vibes and good vibes, right? When everything it's contagious, right? Because everything gets infected, and we're playing low. He's playing low. I'm playing low too. So and when it goes well. Oh, he's playing well. I want to play well. I want to. Right. Then it's infectious in both ways.
When right now, scores, did you notice they start looking around like as if like they're in a twilight zone? They don't know like who to look to or someone to say, "Yo, guys, it's okay. We got this. It's all right. We got plenty of time."
There's no one there.
Well, you
because also Diogo Costa wasn't there either.
Right.
And on Benfica,
no, but I mean,
Sporting, they have
I think
guys.
the backup played great.
Yeah, they have guys on the field.
I think
that
Fabio
are
Ramos did great.
No. But I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about leadership.
About leadership.
Like in Benfica and Sporting, they have guys where you're on the field, you go down one, Humelin, or even like Kokchu or Otamendi.
Or Otamendi,
relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
We got this.
Exactly.
There's no one on Porto. When they were playing Estrela, they're just looking around. It's almost like they're looking at the coach like, so what do you want us to do now? Like
they should have put Pep on staff. What they should have done was taken Pep if he couldn't play and put him on the staff. Because that then he could still be that guy. From the sidelines.
That's very smart. Very smart from Mikey. Mr. Gomez. All right, I got Mr. Supragino. He's bloating here the freaking commentary line here, and he's saying like a couple of things here about Gyökeres, Gil Vicente, Hillman, about the
I think Gyökeres is on 3. I think he's got 3 yellow cards.
Gyökeres is on 3,
He'll be okay.
He's fine.
Right.
He's fine.
Hillman's a problem.
Right, fine, but not Hillman.
It's Hillman.
Hillman's got 8, so he can't get the 9th.
Right.
Going back to David Pereira's comment. Yeah, I mean, personally, I would sit him. There's too much on the line on May 10th. There's too much on the line. And he is essential. I know we need Victor there. He's essential.
I agree.
Just like need. I mean, I think they're just pillars on that team. Like you need Diamande, you need Gonçalo Inácio, you need Yulman, and you need Gyökeres. Those guys need to play. I honestly would sit against 50 Cent. Yeah, those are just pillars of the team that need to be there.
And that's what Benfica did. Right, Mikey? That's what Benfica did.
That's the only in all the years I've watched this team. That is the only time I saw Florentino take a free kick. He has B team, youth team. He never took a free kick. He basically took it and waited to get that yellow card.
My God, man! You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's understandable.
It's way too big. This derby, man. I'm like, man. I'm still. I got my schedule right, and I saw it. I was like, wait a second, because the schedule was until the 9th.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on a second, and I saw my thing, and come on, where's it? Hold on, I got it here. Where you go? Crap. Right here. So on the 9th, I got I don't know what I got on the 9th. I didn't put it on. I think it's the Braga game. I don't know who's playing on the 9th. But hold on a second. I want right to call my manager. Like, oh no, I'm sorry. The next week starts on the 10th. So making sure that I got that game, brother. They don't play with like that. Yeah. You don't play. I'm sorry. It's okay. From Friday.
Nino called out sick for the night.
Got it. Never mind. Didn't say anything. But yes, even me, I'm not just checking the calendar already. I'm thinking on May 10th. But Mikey, this you were talking about the depth, right? And this 11 that Bruno Lage put on the pitch for this game, with Chicken doing it from the bench, from the bench, I mean, on the starting.
Yeah.
I think it proved that Shiki can play a starter. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that he's gonna be a starter, but he
can be.
Yeah. Because in many other games he was not. You notice that he was like, all right, I need to my 30 minutes, not 60 or 75. But he looked way more composed this time, huh?
Yeah, he did, and it always helps when you're in the starting lineup and you're with the better players too. It's just someone had. I thought Bruno was going to play in that spot. He went with Zeki, but he was playing well when we had kind of the two front lines, one that played in the in the weekend games and the other line that played in the weeknight games there for a while when we were playing every 3 days, and that second group was playing just as well as the first group and producing just as much as the first group. So I think he's got any combination of a front three that he wants to use right now. I'm nervous that he's gonna bring Di Maria back into the starting lineup for that game, because the equilibrium it's just works well without him right now. It's a tough decision because he also at the same time can make the difference on one or two plays, but I mean the team is just more balanced and you're less exposed. You notice we get the clean sheets when Di Maria is not on the pitch because the right-sided defender is not trying to play two positions and trying to do two jobs defensively. So I don't know I think he's probably going to go with Di Maria if Di Maria is healthy, but I wouldn't at this point. It's these next two games are finals, and I would hold off. I mean, I don't know what the status of his hamstring is. He had enough energy to get himself booked, knowing he probably wasn't going to play anyway in this last game, so he cleared it anyway.
Yeah,
I don't know. The problem is we still got a whole nother week, and I can just see him inserting him in there, and it could come back to bite Benfica, because against Sporting you cannot afford to be anybody plus 10. You need all 11 guys doing their job, and the man next to him, half of the guy next to him's job. So he's going to have a dilemma there. And I mean, you have options. You have Zeki, you have Sheldrop on the other side. You have Bruma, you have Artur Kuglu in the best form he's been in since he arrived. Tough decisions. This is what it is to manage a big team. It's to make the really tough decisions when the pressure is at its highest. So we'll see what he does. And hopefully he gets the right combination of players. But at the end of the day, whoever's the level of these players and the ability they have to get the job done, whether it's the right call or not at the end of the day.
It is May 10th, the Night King versus Leonin from Sparta. Oh my God, man. You're giving me ideas, Bragino. You're giving me ideas. So, brother, I already
Leonidas is a lion. I don't like that. Good try. Right. He's Zeus. He's Zeus.
No, I got something else, Mikey. I got something else. I'm going in that territory of but I got something else. Don't worry. I'm working on it. Brother, I'm doing Jesus. I'm lining up. Jeez, man. I'm absolutely so pumped for this game, man. So pumped. Mikey, talking about the Night King and your striker. I mean, let's talk about your striker because I think Vangelis Pavlidis, he's in that sweet spot right now. He feels so comfortable. He scored the goal and he keeps going and going and going. 7 goals in the month of April. Yeah. 7 months. 7 goals. I'm sorry, in the month of April. Redonkulous form, and he's. I mean, the team might not be at the peak, but he's at his peak right now.
Yeah, he is. His efficiency is at a high level right now. Throughout the season, even when he was scoring 2, he was missing 5. So he's getting more efficient.
Yeah.
He's also creating space for the other guys to score. He's also making his runs out wide, and he's actually delivering the service from time to time. Makes it harder to know what to do with him because he can do multiple things now. I think he's really loving his football right now. He's really happy where he is. And he's free. It looks like he is free to do what he feels he needs to do. And his teammates now have that syncrasy that was missing, especially in the first half of the season, where when he goes somewhere, they know who goes into his space. They know, where he's going to deliver a ball if he's delivering it. They know where his run is going to if he's making a run. The difference, though, with him and the Night King is still Gyökeres can create his own goal better. Okay. Pavlidis is going to rely on his teammates to put him in position to score the goal. So, again, it's two different ways of playing, each team playing to their strength, and it's going to come down to who is stronger on that day in their strength, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mauricio, do you get to watch the Braga game or not?
Nope. Yes, I did. Your boy Navarro looked iffy because he just got back. He didn't look like he was 100%. He looked iffy. But Braga came out, Famalicão hit him good in the first half. But that second half, once Roger came into the game, Roger looked good. Like he looked fresh for Braga. He just adds another weapon now for them. And I don't know, Famalicão held on because Braga had 2 good chances at the end. And even I give credit to their goalie, Hornacek. He had another great, solid game. He made some 2 quality saves in that second half for them and everything. He had a good game, too. I know we talked about goalies and stuff again before. He's been playing really good. Braga is not going to give up that. They've been playing good ball since January, since the start of the calendar year. I don't know what Carvajal did. Maybe he started to figure out his guys.
They got eliminated from Europe.
Yeah, that
helps.
They just got fresh. And they got rid of some guys that probably they didn't want to be there anymore. And he freshened up the team a little bit. Yeah. And you know what? They've been playing some really good soccer since January. I think they have maybe 1 loss since January? Something like that. I think they have 1 or 2
in the league. Yeah, it's minimal.
League, that's it. Just the one.
It's minimal. Yeah.
Yeah, minimal. That's it.
Wow. Now to answer to my boy Dave Pereira, who's a Braga fan, I got the Braga game this Saturday on the 3rd. It's Braga Santa Clara.
It's a good game.
That's a good game.
That's gonna be a good game, man. It's gonna be a good game, that one. And man, I'm gonna be. It's Giuseppe Vicente Sporting. I got that game, brother. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry in that game.
Yeah. Wear your Fujimoto jersey.
No, it's time to cry.
We'll see what jersey I'm wearing. But guys, not only your teams got blowouts. My team, talking about my real team, my true team, this Universitario Deportes here in the Liga Uno, we also put 6 on Sunday night.
Nice.
6 now, brother. 6.
Yes.
Yes. I feel so great about my team. Mr. Gomez. Yeah. So tell me, you are so relaxed now. You are so I'm not hearing you that that anxiety always comes up. Why is that? Tell me why. Why are you feeling relaxed? Huh? Tell me about your team. Why?
Because the quality. It's the quality of football. There was a stretch there where, even though we were getting results, it was poor. We talked about, how they would have, good moments, especially in the first half. And then, the second half would just be a complete crash. And we were seeing that week after week, that resulted in some drop points. We tied to a Roca. That strange game with AVS, it was just very uneven performances. But you've seen over this last, I'd say over this last month, Sporting really playing quality football, intensity, wingbacks getting involved, looking fantastic in the transition attacks, which is why you're starting to see like this massive uptick in goals from Victor. Where he's scoring, multiple goals a game. They're just getting out quicker in transition. They look a lot more dangerous. The games are more complete. It's not just 45 minutes. They're putting in a complete 90. So yeah, that's why I feel more relaxed. It's the quality of football has drastically improved over this last month. So that's why my frown has been turned upside down. Yeah.
Now, Mikey, now that the storm passed, not with your team, but with Derek's team, with Sporting, because you knew that they were not doing well. They were playing 45 minutes only, or I don't know how long, because they were disappearing one half or appearing the other half. And at one point, now this is not happening. But now, at one point, you thought, okay, this guy's gonna fall apart. Do you think that they were gonna fall apart? Never.
No,
Look at that.
No, I thought this is going to go to the end. It just doesn't happen though. Benfica never wins it early, so I knew it wasn't going to happen early. It's always on the last day or on the second to last day. So, no, I didn't think they were going to fall apart. I mean, listen, I've been saying we're playing with house money, even being in the race right now with how many points Benfica dropped earlier in the season. I mean, Benfica came all the way back from down 8 points only to go down 6 points again a few weeks later. And again, had the lead and let it slip again. That's where, this thing is, at this point, both teams are playing well. Obviously they can't both win, but both teams feel confident that they're going to win. And I think that's going to make for a good game, a really good spectacle that night. But again, we still got to get through this weekend because I've seen way too many slip ups in the match right before the big one. So we'll see what happens. But right now I'm feeling as good as I have all season. And so is Derek, obviously. So it's going to go one way or it's going to go the other. But I think at this point, the teams are going to arrive to this final part of the season in their best form, and may the best team win.
We'll see, right? We'll see about that. Now, Mr. Mauricio Ruano, let me talk about your my boy Dave Pereira's team here, Braga, saying that Carvajal had no wingers playing. Huh? You got Garvey, you got Salazar and Horta, all want to go into the middle of the pitch. Roger Gavi Martinez on the wings, up in the game for them. Roger returns means a lot. Yes, a lot, Roger Fernandez.
It means a whole lot because Salazar has been playing that false line behind the attacker. He's been more of the creative guy, giving Horta some free space on the wing. But now with Roger coming back, you get now two dynamic guys on the side of Salazar to go with that forward. That just it changes everything for them. Roger just his
Salazar returned too.
Yeah, his talent and speed alone, what he can do when he gets the ball out there, it changes everything for him. Because now with the midfield, the way that Carvalho is playing with those two defensive mids, he's given all freedom to Horta, Salazar, Roger, and whoever's up top, either your boy Navarro or whoever else is up there. They're giving them full reins offensively to do what they have to do. So we'll see what happens. They're playing good ball.
The Moroccan guy. This Moroccan guy. Mikey, I know you play ABS. I know that there was no contest in terms of defense, right? But even though the ABS was shut down, not even close to your boy Anatoly, like he got a good save too.
He had a couple of really good saves.
Right, and he was critical because those goals. I mean, he doesn't stop those. Thinking about the goal differential too. About that too. And it was a really solid performance in the back line for Benfica. I know there was ABA. I know that, but because of that, they get to defend further away from Anatoly.
Yeah. Exactly. And he gets a better look at the shot as a result if it does come in. Yeah, he made a big save. I mean, and we've seen where one goal in this panic sets in over the crowd and sets in over the players when even up 2-0, it becomes 2-1, and we've seen teams completely cave in when that happens. So I really like how he's been playing the last month and a half. He's just been what you need at a top team goalkeeper, not to make a lot of saves, but to make that one save in the crucial moment when it's needed most. So, I mean, again, he's on his best form, I think, since we've seen him at Benfica. And again, I hope he can keep it going through these last 3 games.
We'll see. Mr. Gomez, how are you feeling about your defense coming up for the games coming up? How are you feeling about that defense? The back three.
I think Quaresma has been really solid since he came back from injury. He's fit in that back three really nice. I think Diamante has been, a very consistent defender this entire season. He is, he had the big shoes to fill. Seba Coates left unexpectedly.
Yeah.
So he had to step up and play in the middle, of that back three. And, I think that he's done a really solid job. Sol Ignacio has been quietly having another solid season. So, I like the defense. And I do think that, and I thought it was an odd move, but I do think that Rui Silva is a bona fide number 1 goalkeeper. I really liked what I've seen from him so far. So I do think he was an upgrade from Franco. I think Franco's a good keeper, but Franco had consistency issues. There were some games where a lot of inexplicable things happened. So I think that there's more confidence in Rui Silva.
Yeah.
The back three is solid. I do think that I've noticed that what Rui Borges does is when he wants a more defensive team, as opposed to sticking, either Kenda or Katamo out on the right, he'll use Fresneda. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see Fresneda in the Benfica game. He's been using either Kenda or Katamo lately because we're playing teams that we can certainly press and get higher on the pitch. So he's been using more attacking players, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Fresneda out there on the right. Normally you'd see Mateus Reis play on the left in these games where we need extra defense. But it'd be hard pressed to take Maxi out right now. The way that he's been playing over the last few weeks.
He's so massive now.
I think he's a bona fide. I think that he's the starting left wing back. He'll be there against Benfica, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Fresneda there to, for a little bit more defensive consistency. But overall, though, I do feel really good, about the defense. We do give up some chances every now and then, which happens. But overall, it's solid. I think that both of our teams have given up 25 goals. I think we're tied for the best defense in the league. So yeah, it has all the makings. It's the perfect storm. This game is gonna it's gonna paralyze the country. It's gonna captivate.
It will.
About it, man. It's just
Before I move to Mikey again, and actually to Mauricio for a Fraga question. I think that what's his name? The boss. I'm calling. In a smaller scale, right? In a smaller scale, he's kind of like the I forgot the Vikings name for Benfica. What's his name? The Viking Ragnar. Jesus.
Arsnes.
Arsnes. Right, yeah. Arsnes. I went blank. In a smaller scale, because obviously, Arsnes plays in several different positions, but he's been in different positions this season too for Sporting, the boss. Yeah,
I think he's done better in the field than he did as a center back. Because the guy's a great passer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a technically gifted player. I think the 3 back there are more solid defenders. So I'm totally comfortable with him. Assuming that midfield role. It sort of reminds me of back in the day when we had Miguel Veloso, and he started out as a center back.
I see that.
He moved to the middle of the pitch, and he was great for Sporting, in that like number 6 sort of, deep lying playmaking position as a midfielder. I think that we found, a better place for De Bost on this team. I've seen a lot more of him, from his time in the midfield than back as a center back, where I think we have more capable center backs back there. It's a pleasant surprise, but this kind of stuff always happens in football, where a guy makes an adaptation and he does better at that spot than his original position.
Yeah.
So this stuff kind of happens all the time, though.
Yeah.
And it was a great signing. It was a great signing, this one.
Ended up being a good signing. We invested a lot. I think it was over 15 million euro. But he's very young. I think he's only 20 or 21. So he can grow into being, a really key player for this team, especially with Morita turning 30. Morita doesn't want to renew his contract. He wants out. Yeah. He's had, the physical issues that he's had, the physicality. His dream is playing in England, but if you think, if you've had physical issues and physical difficulties here
in England,
easily, what do you think you're going to encounter in England? And you're not getting any younger. So it's bizarre, but it is what it is. The cycle will come to an end, and we just go to a new player.
Now, Mr. Ruano got Dave Pereira here saying, huh?
Yeah,
I agree with him. I agree.
He's on point there.
Yeah, they were players who didn't want to be there. Andre Horta, Mateus, Bruma, high salaries who didn't have their head in the team football, and they showed. Worst Braga team in years. Is that the truth, Mr. Ruano?
And they're playing good football.
No, I agree. Listen, we talked about it in the beginning. They started off by firing the coach right off of the season and everything.
First game.
Yeah, first game,
right?
And things were just their signings and everything. Like, they let their leading scorer, Banza, go out on loan in Turkey, and he's scoring just as many goals as he did over there as he did for Braga. If he had Banza still on the team even now, the goals that he could be providing for them, the way they're playing right now. See, so I understand what David's saying. The team, it just wasn't. It wasn't the team wasn't really stabilized or in the good form to start the season. It wasn't.
No,
they didn't bring anybody really in.
They picked a horrible year to not have a good preseason, because this was the year that they could have made a run with how many points have been dropped. If they had the stability from the start,
this could have been a
it could have been a 3-horse race. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because easily, because now let me take a look at the number. 64 points for Braga, 3 more wins, and we were talking.
Yeah, they're right there.
Almost same points as you.
Yeah, they're right there.
More wins.
I honestly thought at the beginning of the season they
could have won.
And maybe 3 more wins, other results go differently too in other games. If they get the start, when they nearly won it in 2009, 2010, I think it was, they got off to a ridiculous start.
It was ridiculous.
They went 12 or 13, something like that.
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
And you get a start like that. Those little points you drop along the way, you turn, into last minute winners, or you just keep that going, and you're in the race. It's a whole different.
Yeah, just look at using Benfica as an example. Look at Schmidt's first year.
Yeah,
they got off to that great start, and that carried them to the title.
Yeah,
because
it got them through
Porto
the
got it down to 2 points. So
yeah, exactly.
Jesus, man. I don't know. But this Braga team, every year I'm thinking that this is the year. No, not again. Huh? Not again this year for Braga.
But we'll see what next year
if the president lets it be.
Yeah,
we'll just let it be. Carvajal is doing his job. Let him do his job. Add some pieces, and let's see what happens. Sometimes Salvador is his own worst enemy. So.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. And now Carvajal's trying to mix some of the younger kids in there too. Just let him do what he's doing. Let him figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll see what Carlitos can do for next season. Now, Mr. Benfica, please come up with the predictions, brother. Let's just time for predictions here.
Oh,
to
man.
Tuesday.
I already know what's the first game. Oh, man.
Yeah. Friday. Hopefully there's extra police available. Porto Moreirense.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my! What was the game? Who Moreirense plays?
They gotta win.
Porto Moreirense.
Porto Moreirense.
It's at the Dragão.
And I hope they have extra
security
police for this one, just in case.
And I got that game. Jeez, I forgot about it. Yeah, I got that game. I got the Porto Moreirense game.
Vila Boa should better watch that game at home. Good, stay at home, dude. Stay at home.
I almost feel bad for him because he's doing the right things and it's not working out.
You know what? It's gonna be. It's gonna be dramatic, right? It's gonna be dramatic. They're gonna score. Listen now. Listen to this is how it's gonna go. All right. Porto's gonna score twice. It's gonna be 2-0. And Moreirense is gonna ruin the party 2-2 at Dragão.
Ooh.
I said it. Forgive me, Portistas, but that's what I think. Gomez, tell me what you think about that game.
I just think it's going to be an ugly 2-1 win for Porto.
Yeah.
It's just going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Every game, every time they win, it's ugly. They have one moment of brilliance and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something like that's going to happen.
It.
I think it's 2-1 Porto. Yeah.
Mikey.
Yeah, 2-1 is what I'm thinking. Also, same idea. Just their individual talent will be enough to just eke out a win, but they won't be applauded at the end. The fans won't be happy. It's going to be. They're looking forward to the end of the season. You can see it in the body language when they play. Their pride will be enough to get a win here, but it's not going to be anything to celebrate.
Yeah.
Mr. Ruano.
I agree with them. I think they're going to win ugly. And I mean ugly. You're going to see. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the white little tissues. I won't be surprised if you don't see them in the crowd.
And the whistles at full time, even though they won.
Yeah.
That kind of the game.
It certainly happened.
Wow. What's next, Mikey? That's the only game on Friday, or
that's the only game on Friday. Saturday we got Farense Famalicão in Algarve. Farense fighting for their lives.
Yeah, this is do or die for them.
1-0 Farense. 1-0.
Yeah.
1-0. Yeah. 1-0. Gomez?
I'm gonna agree with you, man. 1-0. I hope they do. Farense is another one of those nostalgic teams.
2-1 Farense. This is where
make this thing interesting.
This is where Nick Jovi's theory about teams fighting to stay up. I think I agree with him.
It comes into play. Yeah.
Farense has it there has something to fight for there. I think they're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Man. All right, Ruano.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Famalicão. I think Farense has a hard time scoring, and I can't even see them getting a second goal. I think 2-1 Famalicão.
Damn. All right, what's next, Mikey?
Comfortable.
Nacional versus Vitória.
That's a good game.
Fog or no fog?
Fog or no fog? Yeah.
3:30 p.m. local time, so they got all day.
Nacional. Where's Nacional? Where's Nacional?
Nino's
I want to say 1-1. I lost on 10th place, 11th place. I want to say, give me a win to Nacional. 1-0 Nacional. 1-0 Nacional. Yeah. 1-0. Gomez?
I'll give him credit. I thought the way it was panning out at the beginning of the season, it looked like Nacional was going to be one of the teams that was going to go down. It did not look good, but they found their footing. But I just love the way Guimarães has been playing lately. I think they go in there and they win 2-1.
All right. Mikey?
Going with Guimarães 2-1.
2-1.
They're in the race.
Yeah.
They're going to do the unthinkable afterwards and then root for their rivals, Braga, to take points off of Santa Clara. So they are
They're
gonna get they're just in great form. I I'm not betting against them at any point, at least until the final round.
Until the final, yeah, that one.
Well, then they have Sporting in the last round, so. But until we get there, I don't see them falling.
Ruano?
I got Guimarães 1-0.
1-0. All right, Mikey, what's next?
Braga Santa Clara at the Quarry.
Shit. You guys have no man.
He wants to go with the Island Boys.
I'm crazy, right? You know I'm crazy. I want to say Santa Clara 2-1.
Wow.
I saw it in his eyes. He's going with the Island Boys.
Gomez.
I'm going to go 2-1 the other way. I think Braga wins 2-1.
Braga wins 2-1. All right. Mikey?
I've watched the Portuguese league for too many years. I've seen too many teams when it comes down. These teams with bad financial situations, when it comes close to making Europe, they bail. They don't want to go to Europe. They don't want to put money into flights. They don't want to put money into. Sometimes they flat out say they won't accept it. Sometimes they flat out say if they get fifth, they won't accept it, like Shavja a few years ago. Yeah. But I think Santa Clara quietly backs away out of that spot, and I think Braga takes care of business 3-1 at home.
3-1. How many times do you see a team sneak into Europe and then the year that they're in Europe, they get relegated?
Yeah.
You know,
or they didn't even register for Europe. That's what I love. Is when they qualify and you find out they haven't even registered, so they can't go.
Yeah.
My God, what a mess! And I thought my league was a mess.
No,
no, I agree with. I like Derek's 2-1. I agree with him.
2-1. All right. So what's next, Mikey?
Estoril Benfica.
Oh,
Estoril won today. 3-1.
Yeah,
nice win.
They did. I'm glad we got 2 extra days of rest on.
I know you are.
Look at this. Look at this. A hat trick from Vangelis. 3-1.
Wow.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I think it's going to be Estoril 1, Benfica 3. Yep.
All right. Ruano?
Leaving me full.
I don't know why, for some reason, like Mikey says, it's too good to be true to come down to that last game. Something always happens, and I feel like it's going to happen in this game. And I feel like it's going to be 1-1.
Oh, Rano, don't do that to me.
I think it's going to be 1-1. I think Estoril gets a lead and Benfica ties it in the second half. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Shit, man.
Because it's too good to be true. As much as we want it to happen, that one game, Mikey is right. It's something always happens.
Yeah.
What do you say, Mikey? What do you say?
I really wonder what Rui would say about this, because this is the ultimate dilemma.
He would go 4-0 Estoril.
It's going to be the one time he takes Estoril.
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be Estoril 1, Benfica 2 with a late winner.
It's going to be a tough game.
It's going to be I think it's going to be tough. I know it. Sometimes I say that and it turns out not to be. And then I think it's not going to be tough, and it is tough. But I think this one's going to be tough. It's gonna take a late winner, and I don't care who scores it, but it's gonna be 2-1 Benfica late. I don't care if it's Pavlidis. I don't care if it's Trubin that scores it. So,
or
if it's 2 own goals,
just get it done. Just get it done. 0.5-0, 1-0, whatever. But give me 3 points, brother. All right. What's next, Sunday. Mikey?
Rio Ave Estrela.
Estrela's
on a roll here.
Yeah.
Estrela, brother. Estrela, they're not. You're not taking
down
Estrela.
Not on a roll, so.
Yeah. Rio Ave has been down.
Yeah.
2-1
Estrela.
2-1 Estrela. Mikey?
1-0 Estrela. The win.
Gomez?
It's at the Vila de Kunz. I think this thing goes 1-1. I hate that.
Ruano?
I like Mikey's 1-0 Estrela.
1-0 Estrela. All right. Mikey, what's next?
Aroca Casa Pia.
Okay.
Wait till you see this Monday matchup.
I'll take Aroca. Aruca. 2-0 Aruca. Gomez?
I'm going to go. I'll go 1-0 Aroca. I think they're gonna.
1-0 Aruca.
Casapi is sort of,
Yeah.
Casapi is out now, right?
They're
out and they're safe.
They had a nice little. They had a nice little run.
They're in the limbo. They're not playing. They're playing for nothing.
Yeah.
Mid-season, they were playing some really good football, but it just deflated.
Yeah. I say
you just need, Mikey. You just need to go for that guy Larrazabal. Let him know to get that guy Larrazabal.
Yeah, he's a bona fide big time player.
Yeah,
he's a big team player.
I say 2-1 Aroca here. 2-1 Aroca.
Mauricio?
Yeah, I like 2-1 Aroca as well.
All right. What's next, Mikey?
Alvalade Sporting Gil Vicente. Don't do it, Nino.
He's going to say another hat trick.
No. 3-1. 3-1 Sporting. 3-1 Sporting. Yeah. Gomez?
It is a green wave that is going to descend upon that stadium. It's going to be around 50,000 people. 4-1. 2 goals from Victor.
Yep.
I want
to upgrade my number. 4-1.
I feel good about this one.
Mikey, what do you say?
3-0 Sporting. Comfortable.
Mauricio?
I'll say 2-0 Sporting.
2-0. Well, what's so conservative, Mr. Juan? Tell us.
I think everyone got their goals out this week, and they're going to come back down to the level. Everyone get like 2 or 3 goals, not more 4 or 5 or 6. They just get out this weekend. Yeah.
I'm just liking the momentum from the fans. Like we invaded the Stadio Bessa, and Alvalade is going to be rocking. It's
gonna be massive.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah,
massive. That guy. What's this guy's name? James Hilario. I think he's from Philly. All the time it comes to the what is this? Omnium Sporting. What's the song? What's the name of the song? My Way, Your Way.
Yeah. I did it my way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's the name of the Dia do Sporting? How's the song, Derek? What's the name of the song?
O meu Sporting. Yeah.
O meu Sporting. I was shut up with that. They start singing, and I keep it quiet, man, because I love to listen to that chat, man. This is pretty special, man. It's pretty special. Mike, that was the last game, wasn't it?
No, we got a barn. We got a. Wait till you hear this one for Monday night.
Nino's got this game.
The TVs all around the world are going to want to see this one. AVS versus Boa Vista.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. They saved that for now? Oh, good.
Man.
Actually, all kidding aside, I mean, both teams need the 3 points.
Yeah, this is...
and the ball boys playing?
They're both going to go... They're both going to go for the win.
Yeah.
Where are they playing? They're playing in Boa Vista or they're playing
in Avs. In Avs.
Ooh.
So there'll be about 60 people there.
Yeah. Probably.
And they'll all be Boa Vista fans.
Yeah.
You know what? For some reason, I think I think it's gonna be 2-1 Boa Vista. 2-1 Boa Vista in this one. Everybody looking at me, Nino, are you crazy? Why those goals are not coming, man? The goals are not coming in that game.
There's goals.
But I think they will. I think there will be game. There will be goals in there. It was a 2-1 Boa Vista. What do you got, Gomez?
I got 1-0 Boa Vista.
All right.
Yes.
So it's bad versus bad.
Yeah. I know. Yeah. Mikey, what you got?
Zeros.
No
goals.
0-0. No goals. Most likely, but yeah. Let it be me. Right.
I got Derek's score. I got 1-0. I think the man who did not leave the team because the team screwed him, Bozanique, will get the goal for Boa Vista.
You know what? I can't believe that story, man. I just can't believe that. Well,
I can.
You guys can't.
I
I
can.
can't.
Yeah, we've seen
But-
it
We've seen it. They asked for more money after they agreed
at the last
to
at the 11th
No.
hour.
Yeah, that's
But
just
they
what
say that
the
they
Portuguese
say the
teams
euros,
do.
they were not dollars, right?
They agreed for $3 million. He flew over here to the States, did his medical,
Took a medical.
took a medical, and as he's going to sign the paperwork, they're like, you know what? Let's make it 4. And they're like, if you're going to make it 4, then you can keep him. And they sent him back.
He was about to get his first paycheck of the season.
Yes.
Been practically playing for free.
And the team, Salt Lake, has been looking at him for like the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
So why change it after 2 weeks of negotiation? The last second, you tried to get an extra $1 million out of them.
Yeah.
And they were like,
and it's for a
see ya.
commission. You know, it's an agent that put that in there for a commission on top of it.
Yeah. And they figured, American team, we could shake them down for another. They
Right.
won't notice it.
Come
doesn't work that way.
They got electricity in their stadium and stuff. They got money. Let's get them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No. I feel bad for Bostonich, man. I really feel bad.
It's the
for
second
him.
time.
He's the one that loses. Yep.
It's the second time it's happened to him. He was supposed to be transferred last year, and they did the same thing to him last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Maybe he scores an own goal on purpose.
That's, yeah. That sounds good to me. It sounds like a plan to me, but I will do it. Guys, that was the last game, right, Mikey?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys. We'll see you. We'll see you next Tuesday. Man, this is so exciting, bro. These last 3 games, massive, bro. Massive. Last 3 laps.
Yeah,
don't fling
it.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see you guys next Tuesday. Appreciate it.
See you next week, guys.
All right, see you guys.
See you guys.